I'm going to start by just reading something straight out of the policy book that I hope ends up out in public so we can discuss this a little further. Definitions. Sexual orientation shall mean an individual's physical or emotional attraction to the same and or opposite gender. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, and straight are all examples of sexual orientations. A person's sexual orientation is distinct from a person's gender identity and expression. Gender identity shall refer to a person's deeply felt internal sense of his or her own gender. Gender expression shall refer to how a person expresses their gender to others, often through behavior, clothing, hairstyles, activities, voice, or mannerism. Transgender and adjective shall refer to a person whose gender identity or expression is different from that traditionally associated with the person's sex assigned at birth. What I don't see is a definition of gender. Why are we so afraid to define gender? So that we're all talking about the same thing, so we're on the same page. I'll define it as I define it. A female is a person with 2 copies of the X chromosome, further signified with the presence of a vagina, a uterus, ovaries, and at puberty will develop breasts which produce milk capable of providing a baby with nutrition. A male is a person with 1 X chromosome and 1 Y chromosome, with a penis and testicles, without a uterus and without ovaries, and incapable of naturally producing a human child. Now, someone's going to call this hate speech. This is fact, backed up by centuries of science and biology, medicine, and good old-fashioned common sense. And we're not addressing that at all. The only thing that we're talking about in our school policy is not about facts and science, we're talking about feelings. Why is it that that person's feelings should allow him, by definition male, to walk into a female restroom with one of our daughters dangling out in front of her, or a school dressing room, or by the school policy can go play school sports? By policy, that man can compete against a woman in school sports. Biologically, they're stronger, faster, and it's not a fair contest. But not only that, by school policy, when they go out on a road trip, they can go hang out in the same room with a female. How many men in here, fathers, feel comfortable with some other guy dressing and sleeping in the same room with his daughter?
Nope.
This is a failed policy. I don't know when it became policy to ignore facts, ignore science, ignore medicine, and to go on somebody's feelings and make that the school policy, but that is shutting down everybody else who's backed by centuries of science and fact. And it's wrong and it needs to be changed. I can't wait for the first lawsuit to come up on this one.